We're on?
I think we're on.
You're on. We're on. I'm recording this week. We on?
We're on. Monday, time for Josh and Andy. 2 Jews, 2 mics, and some high chew candy. Make a pot of coffee, trust me, it'll come in handy. Andy said that to his wife on his wedding night. Now he goes to therapy to get his mind right. Andy smoking pot, tweeting the Russian bots. If you ask what he said, he probably forgot. Josh Weinstein is a motherfucking pimp. Mock movies on TV when he was a little kid. Now he's making docs better than Michael Moore ever did. Every week they analyze current events, then they throw in some impressions and some funny accents. Minnesota and New York to the Golden State. They won't ever sell out except to Rhombus Space. And he always forgets to plug the show, so even though they're known across the globe, they have an audience that's smaller than the suits of Jimmy O's. Jimmy O's, Jimmy O's. That's why this show will never go viral. Remember the name, they call it Thought Spiral.
The following podcast is audio.
Oh my God, that might be the greatest thing I've ever heard.
That's Amelia Fox made that for us.
Oh,
Thank you,
Amelia. That got me going.
It did.
An audience that's smaller than the suit. Is it smaller than the number of suits at Jimmy O's?
Smaller than the suits at Jimmy O's.
And there was a tinge of sadness in the end because
it was disappointment. Disappointment.
I saw our future.
You really.
I saw our future, and you're not helping. That was so great.
It was. Thank you, Amelia.
Man. Now, did he get horse sounds too?
Did he get? I'm sorry.
Horse sounds. I love what horse sounds like from you know how I start to think it's
a snoring in there.
Oh, okay. I was starting to think
we spent a week in a stable, so everything's a horse sound now.
He's getting that classic.
Yes.
Oh, Amelia, that was great. How come where are you getting these people mailing things?
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Can you tell I'm still talking through my middle tooth?
A little bit, but not terrible.
Susan said I could now actually literally say, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
That passed through my little computer as well.
Did it really?
Yes, it did. So we should tell the backstory here.
Yeah,
because hours after last week's podcast,
unbelievable,
Andy,
and we didn't know what was going to happen.
Andy broke a tooth off, a cap, a veneer.
Last week's podcast,
you had the tooth. He's going to sneeze, and another tooth's going to come out.
Okay. I'm working on.
You held in a sneeze like Floyd the Barber there.
Andy.
So the next morning after last week's podcast, you're biting into an English muffin, was the story?
Now,
was your alibi?
Now, why is it that I'm not understanding when this is that we're now? You're saying they already have heard our podcast?
Last week's podcast we did after our first day of shooting.
Oh, we did?
Your tooth was still intact.
That's unbelievable to me. That seems like a million years ago.
I know. It was a surgery ago for me.
Oh my God. Thank God I am. Okay. Now my mind says, thank God you're OCD. Thank God you put the thing on every single time. And you must even be more vigilant to make sure the top's on every single time for the rest of your life.
I don't know. I might prefer a spill to that speech every time.
Well, I can shorten it up.
Okay.
That's how long. I was trying to remember how long the week was. So now I know you flew in on Saturday.
Shot all day Sunday. Shot all day Monday with you.
Stop, Brad. You've been doing this. You say, I don't know, Andy. God. I'm a little out of sorts.
Oh, don't make me reach across.
Wait, that is a bit I've done before that annoyed you. No, that was a bit I did before that annoyed you. But I thought maybe you're wounded. You can't come back. So you shot stuff Sunday. I flew Sunday.
Right.
We shot stuff Monday.
Yes.
And I couldn't remember in my mind.
And then Tuesday.
Yeah,
we also shot.
Yes, but after my English muffin
Accident. Yes.
And the thing is that my dentist is great. And when I say he's great, I mean I'm poor. That's what I mean.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think he. I think
he's charitable. What's your point?
He charges exactly what he thinks he deserves.
Okay.
And
is it a job by job thing, or is there a standard?
No, it's not a standard thing. But he does it all. I mean, this guy This guy's a magician, baby.
Does he put up his thumb and forefingers in a screen-like manner when looking at your face?
Well, my my old dentist, he's not old, but he's no longer my dentist. He made teeth for, what's those movies with the pirates?
Pirate?
Johnny Depp, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same Beverly Hills office. I have a Beverly Hills vibe to the physicians that I choose.
You're tooth dropping.
So I've been to this, and he had just fixed the veneer. See, you see my 4 front teeth?
Clearly, he fixed it well.
No, well, you see my 4 front teeth?
I see 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't count the incisors. What do they call those? The incisors?
Sure.
Like their fangs.
In order to move on, yes.
I'm
on Vicodin. Move on.
Oh, this is terrible. It's terrible because when you're on Vicodin, you're going to get to the point where I am going to be very annoying. There's no way.
I know. I'm anticipating.
Everything is annoying after 2 or 3 days of Vicodin.
Well, getting your "I'll be done with the movie in 5 minutes" text would already kind of made me go, fuck.
Well, did that actually annoy you?
No, I just was set up and ready to go, and then.
Yeah. No, I have no excuse for myself. I have no excuse for myself.
An excuse. I'm just saying that you were right that my edgy levels might be at a more hair trigger level because
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna
the drugs.
I think you'll start to feel good, and then I'll make you feel worse.
Okay. First, you'll be a balm.
So I had 4 veneers put on in 1990.
Who cares?
6.
Okay.
So they're not supposed to last. The veneers aren't supposed to last that long.
Right.
But they've lasted 22 years.
Right.
But I didn't expect I didn't expect him to fix one and then to have 2 come off. And so how it looked was like, how do you describe that? You can't see. I'm not a toothy smile guy.
Did you lose a second one as well now?
Oh, no, it was always 2.
Oh, okay.
Well, most people can't see the second.
It doesn't. I saw footage and you didn't look. It didn't.
Well, because I'm not a toothy smile guy, except when I laugh.
Right.
So that caused me to freak out. Not really.
You did okay.
I did
actually.
okay.
I have to say for the audience out there, you can imagine Andy's day 2 of shooting a movie. His front tooth basically shatters.
Yeah.
He's with his wife.
Right.
And
thank God, you can help me.
I'm just trying to set the scene. My first thought was, thank God I wasn't there as well when this happened.
Yeah, but there's no yell. I mean, there's no yelling. It's more panic.
No, I'm sure it was panic. I can only imagine.
I go,
that's just why I didn't want to be there.
And do non-productive things. Where's my thing? Well, just slow down for a second. No, where's my thing? Where's my thing? Thing.
But by the time you got to the car,
yeah,
you had your shit together, basically. For a guy who had a major fucking thing happen, you were 15 minutes behind, which wasn't bad.
Not bad.
Which you called.
I called, right?
And you worked all day without it being the center of your universe.
Well, even when I'm not acting like everything is the center of my universe, I'm thinking it in my head.
Well, so that's true of everybody.
Yeah, it's true of everybody. But
that's just called keeping your shit together, Andy.
But the thing was, my favorite line of the whole exchange with C.J. Wallace was when I said to C.J. Wallace, I start blabbering. I start blabbering about 15 seconds into any call that's based on anything that's important,
right.
semi-important. So I start to say, well, what do you think? Should I try to arrange a visit with a dentist here? He goes, I don't know, Andy. I'm just hearing about it right now. And that was good. That was It did.
Find me Central Louisiana's finest cosmetic dentistry.
Well, ba-ba-ba-dum-bum, quack, quack. And all of a sudden, the dentist from Deliverance. See how much comedy we could have on the podcast if we were certain types of comedians?
It would be a wide open universe for us.
And we would be so tired of ourselves quickly.
But I did, as I tweeted the other day, I was very glad that I said, I acted in Louisiana earlier this week, and I had surgery in Beverly Hills for my spine or my back. I'm very happy it wasn't the opposite.
It wasn't the other way around? Now, you had the most, I think people listening to the show, first of all, they think we're magic heroes. You know what I mean?
You think that's what we're projecting?
Well, how is this possible? First of all, I tried not to get on that plane.
I like to think of this week as Life's Rich Pageant.
Okay, which I like that album a lot.
Yeah.
But I did not, you know how they say you get on that plane? I did not want to get on that plane.
With The one to Louisiana? Or
the one to Louisiana.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't want to get on that plane.
I kind of remember that. Yeah.
And then you said, well, I have a plane ticket. And I knew that all protestations aside, I was going to Louisiana. And, of course, having prepared for any eventuality, I had entirely memorized the script. It's almost what do they call people like me with the photographic
liars? No.
Yeah, photographic. You know what I have? I have a photographic memory, but my printer's on the Fritz. So you went down there. First of all, this is the first time you were a lead in the movie.
Yes.
Look, I'm embarrassed enough that I did that number one on the list joke that you didn't let me forget. There were only 2 people on the list.
Yeah.
I thought Josh's would be first because he had more lines. The whole thing's stupid. But the point is, I came out of wherever I was and went, number one on the list coming out.
Because you wanted to emulate Bob Saget.
That's the worst part.
Yes.
I went with the worst instincts because Bob Saget did that on the set to me once. He said, "Where's your name?" I didn't even know what he was saying. I was number 7, and he was number 1. And he goes, "Look where my name is, 1."
Yep. So there's your role model.
But this is I mean, you were. I know nervous at one point when you texted. I am not a natural. Not nervous, but you didn't want anybody blow smoke up anyone's ass. That wasn't going to you'll be fine. Wasn't going to do it for you, right?
I wasn't really looking for a pep talk at the time. No. What were you? No,
and
when I said I'm not a natural, it was a response to you going, "You're a natural."
Well, no, it was just you were responding to bullshit. Properly responding.
I can do it, but I'm not a natural.
But then once.
But then I saw the footage. God damn it! I'm a natural.
Oh my God!
Oh, come on!
I haven't been watching the footage.
No.
And what do you think?
I think it looks good. I think I feel.
You can't watch it real.
I feel like 85% of what I believed was coming out of me came out of me.
But he is going to edit around everything.
Yes.
There's some of those things when you're reacting. First of all, there was not one moment during the entire day that you said to me, whoa, everybody calm down. I really think Andy is Barry Bitterman, and I get so into it. I just need a second.
There was that time where I went, whoa. It would help me see Andy as Barry Bitterman if he put on the same costume as
Oh, my God. We started off, was it day 2?
Day 2, yeah.
Yeah, and because I think maybe I was, that shows you that I was thinking about the tooth.
Right.
We do like 20 minutes of shooting with glasses, which I didn't have the previous day, and without a hat.
Yes.
And it's not, they would be intercutting some of them. Like in the middle of a conversation, I'd lose the. So
that went out the window.
And then you had to fly back.
I did.
And then, so tell me.
From the smallest airport I've ever flown out of.
Lafayette?
Yes.
It's smaller than Baton Rouge.
Oh, yes.
Is it scary small?
Well, the banjo music's a little much, but no, it's.
I mean, if you were going to set me up for a Bob and Ray routine, do I really? But is it no? Well, it's the same planes as in the other. I don't know. It seems like I'd be scared there.
It was very funny because they did still have a TSA pre-line, which I am, but it's like they have to open up the whole thing.
Did you make jokes about that?
Pre-screen coming through. It's a pre-screen. We got a pre-screen.
Well, that's where I see someone like Barney walking up.
It was Mayberry Municipal Airport,
and he's saying, "Well, I handle the pre-screens."
But got out of there, got to Houston, had a huge walk, during which I was very grateful that I was having surgery.
Didn't you take the Skyway?
I took it to the extent I could, but it was still because Houston's huge, and so when you come into the little terminal, and then you got to get to
Did you say to yourself on that walk, maybe I don't need anything? Maybe I need nothing.
No,
this is feeling good.
I am very glad I'm having surgery.
Okay, so that's good.
It was a nice reminder.
As if you really needed the one last check. You know what? Maybe my back does not bother me.
Maybe this acting role cured it. Maybe it was psychological. Maybe it was just my self-esteem. So then I had a day to catch up, and then I had surgery early the next morning.
Now, you did a thing before your surgery. I guess I've done this before my surgery before. We've both had surgery, so let's not bullshit the bullshitter. But you have to take a special microbial bath?
A shower, yeah.
And then it's like you use a soap?
It's actually antimicrobial.
Right,
Yes.
right. That's where I went wrong. I used the wrong soap. And
I consider our day at the stable a microbial bath.
Oh, my God. Every piece of clothing that was at the ranch is going to be dry cleaned.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that attractive or smell that good under regular circumstances. I can't take a chance. No, I think I smell very good. I don't want to spread the rumor. You think I smell delightful, right? Really great.
Today?
No, all the time. Like a, oh my God, what did we? It's like we both just watched the Nutty Professor before. You weren't nervous, any more nervous than you've communicated about going under the knife, as we say in the business.
Not really.
Because you may have soft-sold it.
No, I never got too anxious about it.
Again, general anesthesia.
General anesthesia. It was a weirder experience than a hospital surgery. It was a surgical center.
Well, are you sure the people who climbed in bed with you were with the clinic? It's weird, but is it nice?
It was fine, but you start in a I have no memory of an operating room at all. It was like,
yeah, I know that feeling.
Which usually I do.
Oh, because you're wheeled in.
Wheeled in, but this was like, all right, we're going to put you out. They dripped it into my IV. I was out. I woke back up in the same spot I went to bed in.
I kind of love
my back hurts.
And except I love the feeling of going out. That feeling.
I was very unconscious of it, so to speak.
It's like
I remember them handing me a hair thing, like a shower cappy hairnet thing to put on.
Did they ask you if you've eaten?
They asked me all the questions.
And you did not eat?
I did not eat.
But you also could not drink water at 6 in the morning or something?
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning.
Yes, which I didn't wake up to do.
So when you, first of all, was Allison there white knuckling it the whole way through, or was she out at a brunch and she almost came?
I can't vouch for where she was the whole time, but she was in the waiting room per her alibi.
And so you came to. What was weird?
I think it ended up being about an hour and a half.
Okay, so what was weird about it?
Just that missing time block.
Oh, okay.
Because usually, like I said, in the past, I remember being wheeled into the operating room.
Yes, and I remember that every time I've been operated on.
This was, I remember, just more of a pre-surgical feel, but. But they were operating on my back, so I imagine there was some violent flipping involved.
Oh, were you lying on your stomach? No,
I had to be when they operated on me.
But when you go in, when you went in,
when they put me out, I was like in a reclining position on a sort of rolling chair thing. So
they had to. Who knows what they did to you?
I have no idea.
Oh my God! So you woke up not in pain or in pain?
Not in mad pain, in awareness. That I had that something happened. But.
Don't let it get. You have to stay ahead of the pain.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I've been meaning to tell you these things, and I was trying to see how angry you would get.
For telling me how to.
No, I was going to tell you earlier, but I thought you'd get angry at me because you're always like it's like renting a car.
Yeah, well,
and you can't tell anybody.
I'm experienced with both pain and car rental.
You don't feel like you're an expert at pain.
At times.
Oh,
I have some high points.
What do you mean in terms of like feeling you're not freaked out about. You were not freaked out about the whole.
No, I'm still not.
And
so for the first couple of days, it felt like I got hit in the back with a baseball bat.
Oh.
And now the last couple of days, it feels more like I was just punched in the back.
Is it discolored?
No, there's stitches.
Right. I'm thinking about when I fell on my back.
It's not as it's less gruesome than your back looked.
Oh,
I would say, on the whole, and way less funny.
Now, did you?
Because you can tell what happened to me. Oh, that guy had surgery.
He made the conscious choice. It's not as funny when you fall and injure yourself by falling.
Yeah.
Have you gone out?
It is my point.
Right. I know what you mean. Now, did you go out have you been for a walk outside the house?
I have been for several, yes.
And how long do you walk now?
It's still, my range is still not good. It hasn't solved the problem yet. But,
what would it be? 4 miles, 5 miles a day?
But by prediction, it was going to still be swollen. And
did he give you I like a doctor who tells me a lot about what's going to happen afterwards before.
Yeah.
Did you get all of that, or it wouldn't have mattered?
I would say the information flow is like a C+. I would say the surgical expertise, A+.
That's, yeah.
But
you don't want it the other way.
It's kind of rock star surgeon guy, you know.
Oh.
So it's a little bit like, you know, you don't get a lot from him.
Does he know Quincy? I don't know why I went for that joke.
Quincy, the medical examiner?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I it's not the right medical field. How's your sleeping?
Last night I slept really good. Before that, not so good. But
and has Allison been catering to you? Ice cream in bed? Or you can't?
She's been doing what's necessary. I'm very.
You're not a good patient, are you?
I'm very bad at convalescing.
Now, why is that? I complain and whine and whinge about my injuries.
I do not.
What do you do?
I go off by myself and
you crawl off
take
into
care
the thing.
of myself.
You start licking your own wounds or something.
I don't like being taken care of all that much. I don't like asking for stuff. I don't like lying in bed. I don't. I'm a bad patient in that regard.
Wow.
But I'm good in the sense that I'm not bad to be around.
You're low maintenance.
I'm very low maintenance.
But do you do a lot of Marcus Welby kind of flinching? Like, you know, you go.
No, I don't.
Have you had any twinges?
Very little histrionics.
Well, I was the original Sopranos without any of the gangster stuff.
Yes,
just the drama.
Just the opera singer.
Yeah, just the opera singer and the drama. Well, this is all very exciting to me.
So, you know, my hope is, I mean, I'm walking and I'm moving fine.
Yeah, but that's not what
honestly,
you want.
I've gone through life with more pain than this.
Right.
So I'm really trying to just like be good at this point. Like I'm sitting here with my brace and I'm
It hurts right now.
It doesn't hurt, but it's not comfortable to sit.
Ask me if I'm comfortable.
I don't care. I really don't.
You won't let me do the joke?
No.
Just ask me if I'm comfortable.
No, because you're going to say, okay, make it feel nice.
I love that joke, Josh. I even liked it the way you delivered it. Now, do you feel better? Do you feel better lying down, or is it just not fun either way?
There's not really a comfortable position, yeah.
Are you ever going to have a rocking chair? Would you want to have I want a rocking chair. Would you be willing to have a rocking chair in your property, because I don't have the room, and me and you, 15 years from now, back and forth, and
Yeah, sure.
Will you do that for me?
I'll make a 15-year
no, not saying not in 15 years.
Oh, for the next 15 years?
I think we want to start the construction soon.
Okay, all right.
And I always liked rocking. So this is great. You're on the road to recovery, and we need you back in shape for our movie. I still can't believe the movie happened. I feel as if it's all been a dream in a way.
Yeah, it's been pretty bizarre.
I mean, I would think it'd be more for you, but you seem to travel. See, if I had to travel and have back surgery, something would have to give.
Yeah. I can compartmentalize pretty well.
You were afraid of you wouldn't let me kiss you. You were afraid of catching a cold.
I did not want to, the traveling and the sort of hard work. But
because you don't,
I didn't want to have surgery scrubbed because I had a travel cold.
Right. And when do you know when to? They don't want you to kid around with it.
Right.
You could be a hero.
Yeah. Who am I to be a hero? So, but I had to schedule this several weeks, so I didn't want it would have fucked up everything. If I had to cancel the surgery.
Oh yeah, you would have. But see, that's not when you say that. When I do that to myself, it's like life and death. You don't really mean. You would have been okay with it. I would have been like, if I catch a cold, it will change the course of American history. Yeah. I will not be able to do the back surgery, and I have the show must go on disease.
I do have this. I have this love of extreme stuff when it doesn't involve like genuine discomfort on my part. Like I love a week where there's like, I'm starring in a movie.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting my back surgery.
Right, right.
There's something about that kind of thing where I feel like that's living, baby.
Well, the thing was I'm not saying this.
I'm only sort of half kidding. I don't like to have surgery, but I do
Right.
I do like these. I like it when my life takes me to these fucking weird ass places.
Right, but you wouldn't like it, for example, the surgery didn't go well. That's not what you.
That would be
That's
bad.
not
No,
what you're
that's
looking
not
for.
the adventure I seek.
No, because that's too much planning.
No. Now, the thing I take away from the surgery is just sort of like, all right, good for you. You finally fucking took care of this. Like, that's the peace of mind I have from this. Is it's like, all right, you've done the most you can do for this problem.
And when you have a problem like you had, you have to allow that. I don't know how much time you have to allow, but you have to go to the time, because when you do this kind of surgery, I'm not saying I do this kind of surgery, but I think in almost every case they want to avoid surgery if there's a chance.
Right.
But did they tell you years ago, look, Buster Brown, your number 7's with a 9. You better get this. Don't wait on this.
No, they say you have this, and there's like 7 things that people do for this.
Right.
It's like,
and you did all
therapy. It's acupuncture. It's Pilates. It's hanging.
Did you hang?
I do have an inversion.
And how is it?
I like it. I mean, I'm not going to do it right now after surgery.
If you do it right now, you'd be the stupidest person in the valley. I meant.
So I did all the things that I lost 50 pounds. I built my core up really strong, which I finally actually feel the result of.
That's really good.
Like I never did before. It was never supporting my spine more, but now I feel like it actually is supporting.
Do you still do your exercises?
No, not in the last 4 days. But
no, but I mean, have you been going to Pilates the whole time?
Twice a week, yeah.
Oh my God! Now what are you going to do now? Just say that's it? I'm good.
No, I'm going to go back after the movie.
Okay, when you originally lost weight, was it in consideration for the surgery? Because that's like 2 years ago, maybe. That you started.
No, but it was part of like
a range of things.
I mean, there's the obvious desire to lose weight right off the top.
Right.
Then there was like, this could help my back.
I see.
And I'm already working out, so I might as well do some dieting to throw it in with my exercise.
You seem to be able to negotiate with yourself.
Kind
you know what I mean?
I don't know. This last 10 years has been because I've been sort of on my own, doing my own thing. I've found different levels of self-discipline over those 10 years, I feel like.
Oh.
Because it's been a different sensation than just showing up somewhere and they pay me a whole shit ton of money and everything's easy in that regard, as to how to run your life. You get up, you go to a show, you go home,
Yeah, and the thing about what you did was like you have to do what you did at some point. You know what I mean? It's like it's still going on now, right?
My period of aloneness?
No, the show that you left, that you were writing for.
AFE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means you wouldn't have done all the things that you've done till now.
I wouldn't have done Cinematic Titanic. I wouldn't have made 2 movies. I wouldn't have been open to this thing. I don't know that I would have needed to do a podcast,
What do you mean needed to do a podcast?
I wouldn't have necessarily felt like, I have a hole in my life in terms of...
yeah, I want to do more
product to make.
Yeah, that's right.
But,
well, the thing,
so no, I mean, I'm proud of myself actually, in the sense that I feel like over the last couple of years I've been very, knowing that I have to sort of go back to show business in order to make a living.
Right.
But I've been sort of strengthening myself and preparing myself and getting my shit in order so I can come at it from a better place.
Well,
from a place of more of my own control.
Yeah, because I don't. Of course, you know this about me, that I am. I'm judgmental. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm judgmental at everything, but I'm anti-weight being judgmental. But you wanted to do this, and so acting with you do look like a different person to me. You look tall now.
I look different on screen than I am at.
Yeah.
I look better on screen than my self-image is, I think.
It's so funny to me because you do look 3 or 4 inches taller.
Well, I'm not, but
I don't know. Do you think I need more metaphors or just back off the?
But I do think. I mean, but it undeniably has sort of helped my physical confidence in the world.
Yeah, and it'll make you healthy. Well, you can't think about it, and it'll give you a longer life because you can always find something to worry about. And if you need things to worry about. I'll tell you some things that you haven't dealt with, and they all end with the prostate. Do you have a going problem?
I do not yet. So yeah, that was. I don't really need to.
I'm sorry that I went to the prostate.
That's okay. I needed to end the complimenting myself section of the
because
podcast.
I wasn't really adding to it. If I talked more about the Children's Hospital, I don't want to talk about the work that you do, the charity work. But so this is great. Everything is. We are ending the year with a bang, with significantly less listeners.
Sure. Atrophy. Sure.
I get these appeals all the time. Not all the time, but some guy goes, "Hey Andy, you should do my podcast. 70,000. We got 70,000 listeners a week, and they're almost like, I hope that's enough. I mean, what the hell are we doing? Someone's not making. Should we have more cold calling? Do you know how many people? More people saw us on that I saw. I did a show with Amy Mann and Ted Leo.
Okay.
And more people listened to the podcast that I'd never thought. I'm not explaining it well, but it was good.
So people at the show.
Oh, from the Marin thing. That's where they found. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know who told me too. It was a guy named Eli.
Okay.
Who's a writer himself.
Okay.
And he just happened to be listening to Marin, and that's the only way. And he knows me for many years, and he knows I do stand up. He's always asking about my stand up. He only found out by listening to Marin. So
right, I think that's true of a lot of people.
So I think we got to stop hiding our light under a bushel.
I think our listenership is smaller than a suit of Jimmy O's. A suit of Jimmy O's.
I had fun though. I sang the last couple of days.
Yeah, tell me about the show. This was a big Christmas or holiday.
Yeah, the premise of the show is that Ted Leo and Amy Mann, they've done these Christmas shows. I don't know if you know Ted Leo. He was with the Ted Leo and the pharmacists. Ted Leo. Do you know his music at all? The New Pornographers?
I know, yeah, and I know him, the stuff he does with Amy Mann as well.
Yeah, and so it was just really great. And it was Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles and Jeff Goldblum. Oh, my God.
Wow.
When I was watching The Nutty Professor, Jeff Goldblum reminded me of Jeff Goldblum, but to me, for some reason, it always cracks me up the way Jeff Goldblum does that. It's a pleasure. And what a pleasure it is.
Yeah.
With Marv Andy Kindler. And so that's he is like Buddy Love without it being a hiding of a dark side. You know what I mean? He's like the positive, but I was thinking about him. So he was there, he did a thing. And then Milk Carton Kids, have you heard of them?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes.
They were great. And then the first night was Andrew Bird and somebody else.
Okay.
And the Sklar brothers were what it was that Ted Leo was going to convert to Judaism. That was the premise of the show. At first I went, when I got the call from Amy Mann, I went, oh, I'm on the A-list now. I'm on the top of the Jew A-list. She needed Jews.
Olive list.
The olive list. So the Sklar brothers played the ghosts of Christmas past and present because they had to split it.
Sure.
That was their bit. Morgan Murphy was the ghost of the future Christmas, what you can look forward to, and I was like the Jacob Marley character.
Ah.
But then I also got to sing the Grinch song with Amy, who does a version of the Grinch song. I don't know if you've heard it.
I have not.
Very good. Cool. Very good. But I got to say stink, stank, stunk, and other things. And I was only off tune once.
That's good.
And I wish I had more to say about it.
And you had fun?
It was a lot of fun. I also was able to practice a little bit for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to think that there may be a future time where I'm connected to my actual life, as opposed to trying to put everything off,
right?
Delay things till Nah, I can do that, but
freestyle. Come on.
Right. So I really listened to the thing I had to sing over and over and over, so I could. I sang, what are you doing New Year's Eve? As a Jewish New Year.
Okay. And
so, it's hard to explain. It's a very complicated show. There are a lot of costume changes.
Right, cues and things and such.
And things. I don't know. You haven't done as much theater as I have. Josh, I don't even know if I'm talking a language that you could possibly understand.
It's the Vicodin.
Now, is the Vicodin enhancing me for you? or both ways? It's got to be both ways.
Yeah, the needle.
I know.
Pounds to each side.
Oh,
of the
because
spectrum.
I know, because there's no way that it can be. It is enjoyable, and then you start to get that. If you could kill me and get away with it, I see that look in your eyes.
Sure.
That if it was culturally acceptable for you to kill me,
Right.
I might have been killed by now.
Maybe.
Come on, Josh, we're tight. Do you want to talk about the movie? Or do you want to talk about something else first? I don't care.
The movie Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or the other movie.
I didn't know what you meant.
I'm kind of overwhelmed by the other movie. I don't even know what to say about it, except
We talked about it a lot last week, so.
And the thing is that it was exciting. We loved to work together. That was no. You yelled at me maybe 5 or 6 times. You hit me once.
Less than average.
Yeah. Did we talk about the double OCD? We did.
Yes.
Last week.
Yes, we did.
So it was after the first day of filming.
Right. That's when we bonded. What are you digging for?
I'm digging. I'm so stupid. I'm digging. What you should do is I'm looking for my notebook.
Ah. So you just watched The Nutty Professor.
Yeah, and it made me late by 8 minutes.
10. Come on.
10.
Right,
Come
12,
on.
12.
No. By the way, Mr. Big Shot, let me tell you something. When it's not me having to show up at his house, when it's a preset appointments, he was on time for everyone.
So what do you think of The Nutty Professor?
I think so many things about it.
Me too.
That, first of all, I hated it until Buddy Love came out.
Okay.
I mean, I really actively hated it because I don't understand the bucktooth humor. I don't understand. And yet I kind of do. I think we all have that Jerry Lewis in us.
Right.
Like I hate it. So I do understand it.
Sure.
But I don't. But it was very slow. All that stuff with him as Dr. Kelp.
Yeah.
It was very slow moving for me. And also, he seems to suffer from I don't want anybody too funny around me itis.
You think?
I can't think of what. Well, he did have Harold Morris.
Howard Morris?
Howard Morris.
Yeah. Who was funny.
He's very funny.
But it was, yeah. I mean, I continued to hate it after Buddy Love showed up, but...
Oh, you hated it throughout.
I kind of hated it throughout, and I kind of expected to like it more than I did. Like, even though I don't like Jerry Lewis,
right.
I still expected it to be funnier than it was. Like, there was one, I respected it on one level of just, okay, I'm going to make a Warner Brothers cartoon, essentially.
Right.
Even though it's for Paramount, I'm going to use a Warner Brothers template for how I sell these jokes.
Yes.
And he did almost a literal sort of interpretation of human cartoon with the timing and the way he played out jokes and the way he framed things.
So that was I didn't notice that.
It's just and if you look at the way the colors that he used.
Oh yeah, the palette thing when it was all on the floor and
yeah, it was but if just the timing of it and the framing of it and the way the afterwards to jokes were all Bugs Bunny cartoon sort of timing and rhythm.
Right.
And for 1963, I guess that was kind of a cool swing to take. But,
yeah, I guess so.
But I really thought that first of all, without the context of this guy was a huge fucking star at that moment.
Right, in 63.
It totally falls apart, without knowing that fact.
How do you mean?
Because...
He's not the guy.
It's supposed to be good and evil. It's supposed to be like this big contrast between good and evil.
Yeah,
so you see this professor who's not really a very good guy.
Right,
He's sympathetic because he's nerdy and pathetic.
Yeah.
And because he's a beloved character from before this movie that came along with Jerry Lewis.
And some of that was funny on its own. Like some of the physical things he did.
Right, but none of it made him sympathetic.
No.
He was bumbling. He was a weakling, but he was also he was also sort of creeping over the girl. He was also, lecherous.
Is she a student?
He was a student. She was a student.
Who was
class.
She was
Stella Stevens.
She's a beautiful woman. Was she an actress?
Well, in the
actor? whole
movie, she's in a single shot, looking slightly puzzled.
There was one thing where they did a single shot of her doing a joke.
Yeah,
I wonder where if this is the way he is. Something about his wedding night. I feel like the girl on his wedding night who absentmindedly goes. I feel like I'm the girl on his wedding night when the husband who absentmindedly goes to his mother's house
for dinner. Yeah,
for dinner.
Yeah, yeah. It was all. It was no one be funny around me itis. But so you have like good, so you have this character that's not necessarily good. You aren't, and then you have this evil character, Buddy Love, who's so much closer to Jerry Lewis in real life.
That's exactly right.
That and that it wasn't arch enough in either direction, really.
Except,
I mean, obviously the performance was super arch, but it's like the character traits were like Buddy Love was just rude,
But do you think Andy Kaufman was influenced by him on the taxi character thing? Because now that I don't know if he was or not, but that reminded me of that character. That he did.
I mean, I never really put the two together, just because there's been a lot of obnoxious lounge characters over the years.
Right.
But I mean, he was accused of it being Dean in the day.
Oh. But that's that's not the way Dean. Well, maybe that's the way he saw Dean.
But again, it's just a giant fucking ego.
Not the Dean I know.
An ego trip where he stops the movie for three fucking song scenes to show what a great singer he is.
That's the thing. Really, kind of. Okay, here's the things that I'm struggling with my jacket. Okay. I'm so hot.
You really are.
I'm hot.
You're taking off your jacket like a Gilda Radner character.
Never mind. The thing is that. First of all, I have never seen supporting characters given so little to do in my life. The way they react to them.
Yeah, the 45-year-old college students.
So then I was thinking, well, back then this was all you could do, but no, that's not. It's not It wasn't back in the 20s. It was 1963. So, but I did feel he really nailed that smarminess of that character. And that made me laugh somehow?
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, there was just no stakes to what he was doing. You know what I mean? He was hurting such a small, tiny little group of people with this character.
Well, you also have to assume that he really
and the other thing
handsome.
Is like, why do you
he's like he's so romantic.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't buy.
It's just Jerry Lewis. You're
and
saying,
they're all swooning.
This is the ultimate hipster.
I build home without your love.
Like, it's so not different than the character that showed up on Dick Cavett,
And the thing is like, it's almost like you got to see everything that he wishes he was in that movie. Like, really into jazz.
Yeah.
Really knows jazz. Really knows directing. I know he knows directing because I kept thinking, it's a cliche, but what's wrong with what's wrong with the French? What's wrong with the French, or what's wrong with me? Like, what were they delighting in? There must have been. I think because of the language barrier, they don't see how horrible it is.
There's just so many jokes that just are sloppy or terrible or way overplayed.
Where's your pad? Yeah. Where's your pad was a joke.
Terrible joke.
It's 2 blocks away, sir.
But even like the Hangover thing where he's playing it, it goes 5 beats too long. And things go so long and so ill-timed and so, there's just so little taste. And there's no real... The things that there's something that exists in his other movies, which are these very well choreographed set pieces. Yeah. Which is what he really is,
started out doing.
Yeah, and he's really that's where he was one of the best, I think.
What is it, though? That like
the bellboy, there's a scene with the vase.
Oh, yeah, and, So that stuff is funny.
And he didn't do much. There wasn't much of that in this. There wasn't much choreography in this.
Well, I think he wanted to be an auteur,
I guess,
a brilliant genius auteur. Now, here's the thing. I came up with this... description of it that I don't even know if the words are right.
Okay.
But I said, it feels like the inverse of King of Comedy. Now, I don't know if the inverse is right, but there's something with that. The character he was playing as the really mean guy was the character he was on on.
Yes, but you always say this when we talk about Jerry Lewis.
I never used the word inverse before.
No, but you always talk about how King of Comedy is really him.
I'm trying to get work as a reviewer, and it'd be like the inverse of it. But so it's the same. But that guy, I like that guy less now in the Scorsese movie because I see he was already doing that shtick.
Right.
Hey, get my guy on the line. You know, being kind of a schmoozy, big show guy.
But it's just like 5 degrees off from what he really was.
And Stella Stevens felt just
sort of puzzled, sort of enchanted, sort of in a weird filter.
Here was another terrible joke. Okay, here was the jokes that were so horrible. One was Newton didn't he have something? Sir Isaac Newton. He
had something to do with figs, right?
He had something to do with figs. Did the extended hands bit, which I hated so much.
Yeah, but it was part of the Warner Brothers cartoon style.
Okay, so that works out.
You're talking about the barbell stretching his arms.
When his arms got too long.
Yeah, I mean, I thought at least it was like it was a full swing at a real gag.
And you would have actually set up another.
And I bet it was funny as shit in 1963.
I bet they were laughing on the set. How about when he did the "Get This to Washington"? George or Martha? How's that a joke?
It wasn't.
Who's that woman? She's funny, Nancy.
I can't remember.
All right, I think it's. But there was a joke. The 1965 answer to Bud Muller. It was like he tried to do these inside jokes.
He also packed a shit ton of product placement throughout the movie. I noticed.
I didn't notice that.
No, yeah, he did. That was pretty unusual for that time.
And you think it was definitely like
Vic Tanny. And
yes,
there was a bunch. You usually didn't see that many brands like that.
The thing that makes you never want to like it that much is knowing how hideous he was in so many ways and seeing him talk in so many forums and like the Martin Short character, where when Martin Short does Jerry Lewis, the kids today, they don't know about hardly working, but the guy who's like just full of himself.
Yeah, he seemingly was an awful dude. And I honestly gave him, this was a disappointment to me.
You thought it was going to be better.
I really thought it was going to be a better overall piece of work, and I'm just not a Jerry Lewis fan. Is kind of what I thought. I thought I'd be able to sort of concede that it was a well-made thing that I'm just not into.
Right.
But I don't buy much of it at all.
I think my theory about the French is right, though. I kind of like that theory where they don't know how bad he is if it's their second language, because he can get by looking like he's acting normally.
Maybe. I don't know.
When have any of my theories been right?
I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of things in the world that people think are fucking hilarious that they don't even get my needle up.
Well, I know, yeah. I think I know what you said. I know what you meant. But here's the thing. The movie was built up to me by many different angles.
Right.
Okay, and so one was I remember someone going, "This Buddy Love character he does, it's unbelievable. He turns on a dime." So I had that going in.
Right. And I saw a thing with him once where he's talking about his wife going, "That's the one movie I won't show the kids because you're playing the worst person in the world." And it's just like, oh my God.
You're playing a person that's not far from him.
I know.
Yeah.
The kids, how about Thursday? How about that, Mom? Remember Thursday?
What's that?
When Dad was a bigger asshole than Buddy Love?
Yeah, I heard that when he made that teary-eyed speech at the end of the movie about how you had to be yourself,
mawkish piece of shit speech.
He was missing Gary's bar mitzvah.
So yeah, it was a disappointment. I gotta say,
it was not. It was. Oh, and also it resolved a long time childhood thing I had done. I saw The Absent-Minded Professor when I was a child.
Yeah.
And it's a Disney movie.
Yes, that's Flubber.
That's Flubber, right?
Fred McMurray, yeah.
So all this time, I thought there's a connection between and he even says absent-minded professor at one point.
Well, that thing you just referenced about the person being so absent-minded that he goes home to his mother, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But there were so many inside jokes like that, I'm sure.
I almost would go as far to say that the remake with Eddie Murphy was a better movie.
I think
not a good movie, but a better movie, like a better paced, better told story.
Is that the one with Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
I went out for that part.
Yeah.
The Dave Chappelle part.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
So it's not a good movie?
I say I didn't get it.
Right. So they made some good choices.
No. Well, I'm saying what a shame that was for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought,
Why you, I oughta. Didn't you hate people who said that?
Why you, I oughta,
who do Three Stooges. And I hate them, but I never did Three Stooges. Like if you were my friend when I was a kid,
yeah,
you'd never come over and go, woo, 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 and it just wasn't done. I said, excuse me, gentlemen, please. Can't we grow up? Three Stooges. My word. Mr. Weinstein.
Yes, Mr. Goodman.
Please come into my office, Mr. Weinstein.
Right,
you recommended these movies for me, and I thought they were going to be very sophisticated French films.
Yes, well, he's a genius in France, is my point.
And you said me, Abbott and Costello meets the Wolfman.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
You know, I already bailed from this bit.
I know.
And it's like, but you know what it is? Like how you see the light from a star that's dead or something?
Yeah.
That's how I do bits.
Right. Like it came out of your mouth 10 million years ago. You're just hearing it now.
No, I'm just saying it now. Oh, what a delight. What a delight.
What a delight. Should we take a break?
Take a break. And guess who didn't bring music? Now, do you have something Allison-oriented for us?
Yeah, let's do an Allison song.
Beautiful.
What do you want to do for next week's homework? I did get a couple of calls, a couple of people, including our friend Tony DeSena, saying, whoa, don't be so fast bailing on The Third Man. It's a great movie.
I would do that.
All right, Third Man. Next week, Third Man. It's on Netflix.
And you know what? We'll open with Nice Going, Tony DeSena.
Orson Welles, The Third Man, available on Netflix. Join us. So Allison's song this week. Allison has set up a Bandcamp account now, finally. So if you want to,
beautiful. If
you want to check out her music and buy tracks and or albums without an hour of Jew on either side of them, you can now do that.
Oh boy, you make it sound like it's such a hard choice.
Allison Macleod, ALLISONMACLEOD.bandcamp.com, or just go to bandcamp.com and look up Allison Macleod. Today we'll play, here's the title track from one of the albums she just put up on the Bandcamp site.
Oh, cool.
It's called Ghosts Never Die.
To my room.
That was Ghosts Never Die.
That's right.
That was beautiful. I love the arrangement of that, too.
Yeah.
I like the, what sounds like an acoustic guitar or rhythm guitar.
There's both, probably.
Yeah, I love that. I love when the
acoustic.
electric comes in with the thing. I like when the electric comes in with the other thing. I like when the electric plays against I like to hear the acoustic sound underneath, and then it's rocking on top. Obviously, I'm not a reviewer.
No, you're doing nice.
I love that song. Now, who wrote that song?
That was Allison.
And who's
She
playing
might
that?
have had a co-writer, but I don't have this stuff in front of me.
Right.
But it was, I think, largely players from the Maggie's Farm band.
Oh, it was good. It's like this all that sounds like it's from is the same album as something else?
It's the same album as
2 weeks ago. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's the same album as How Do You See Me and Hidden by Years. Available at Bandcamp.com.
Are you getting a cut of her stuff?
I get the enjoyment that she gets from people.
50-50. California law.
I have to say, Allison has been loving the feedback and loving that people are actually going and buying it and hearing her music. So.
I think that's what that would make me happy.
So, in terms of bang for your buck happiness, go buy some Allison Macleod Bandcamp songs and make a lady happy for Christmas, huh? Huh, folks? Huh?
Now remember, we also watched a cut of in the break. We watched a cut from our hot new movie,
we did,
Fiddling Horse.
A couple of scenes.
And I'm very happy. I mean, you don't never enjoy watching yourself.
Sure.
It always is. You're just looking for the seam, if anyone can see the seams.
Right.
And I think that he's cutting it very nicely, where we look natural. You don't know where it's going yet, the movie.
Right.
But this one scene, I love that scene because that's like in my wheelhouse, the sales thing. I can say that, right?
Yeah. The thing that...
Don't reveal it because it's very funny.
Yeah. my big speechy scenes.
Yeah, they were great.
Well, thank you.
I'm telling you. I mean, not pleasantly surprised. I am deliriously shocked. I can't know what I'm saying. No, I'm really happy.
Is it better than you thought it would be?
Yes.
You said yes very quickly, so I'm going to go with yes.
Yes. I don't know how it's going to be.
Right.
Because to me, I knew when I was acting that sometimes I was putting on extra mustard on the hot dog.
Right.
So I was doing that, and sometimes it's hard to tell if that's going to be the right tone. But it seems to me that he has a natural, like what he was telling you you'd be good for in the part, that was there. You know, when you're selling those things.
Yeah.
So I think he has. I think this could be the biggest comedy movie of all time. Since funnier than Seabiscuit.
Sure. It's because you're still shorter than Tobey Maguire. It's more realistic.
I don't think that's funny.
No, it's more realistic. I don't think that's funny. Is what I'm saying.
I lost my legs in Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah.
To Parkinson's?
My wife's a Quaker.
So yeah,
Knife's not a Quaker.
No, she's not. I'm gonna try to not watch that a lot between now and when we start shooting again. But I'm.
Well, you're not gonna want. Don't drive yourself crazy.
No, I don't need to Zapruder that footage.
I can't believe it's like Andy. This is what it is.
Okay.
Andy and Josh go to the movies. That's what it looks like to me.
And they're in it.
And they're in the movies. They're in the movie. Andy and Josh are in a movie. It's unbelievable.
It's pretty weird.
It's so great.
Should we do questions?
I think we should because
we asked for them.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm out of entertainment value, but I don't have a long rant in me.
All right. Okay. Derek Faraci says, when I was a kid, I really thought Michael J. Fox was playing guitar and singing in Back to the Future. What stupid movie things did you believe when you were kids? P.S. Please make a Thought Spiral shirt that says, what was I saying? I will buy it. What stupid thing did you believe?
I can't separate. I wasn't like you where I was analyzing at an early age.
Right.
I kind of believed things to the extent that I involved myself emotionally in it. I didn't think too much about, could Mr. Ed really talk?
Right. I would say I had total buy-in on Star Wars at age 6.
Why don't you just punch me in the face? Okay.
Why?
I was 45 when that series
Sure,
came out.
okay.
I was 63.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, I saw it like. It's
So it's the age that hurts.
It's
you.
obscene.
Okay.
It's obscene.
Okay.
Unhand me, I say. So in other words, what did you buy into it at that age?
I just thought it was realistic.
Right, you
it was
thought
a
this is
realistic
happening.
space movie.
Why
yeah.
wouldn't you think? If you had been so, if you were
I
jaded,
just loved everything about it.
That's great.
I loved the art direction. I loved the hallways and
Yeah.
So I just loved it. I just thought it was like, I bought in completely. It was.
So how long did that last? That loving him, like, were you like from?
I still kind of do, but,
Right, but all those the first three movies.
But the magic is certainly. Yeah, I kept it through the first three movies. By the time we got to the Ewoks and Revenge of the Jedi, I was kind of on the fence.
And did your like, how old were you when the 6 years old?
Yeah.
Now, did your parents take you to all three of these movies? They had to have.
Yeah, and I went. In the case of Star Wars, for sure. In Star Wars, I probably saw it 6 times.
Yeah.
Because every kid's birthday party was Star Wars, and
Wow.
So, but I remember going with my parents to all three. And my dad, I remember my dad really loving it, too.
Yeah, because in those days, that kind of movie was the exception to the movies that were made.
Kind of, yeah.
In a way.
And my dad loved Westerns when he...
I see.
It definitely
Yeah.
had that going for it.
Yeah.
I remember him loving Indiana Jones, too.
That was a good movie, I
Or
think.
or
But I wouldn't-
Raiders of the
Would you
Lost
go
Ark.
watch that again? I would not watch Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, I still get caught in it sometimes on TV.
I like the one with the pilgrims. I mean, with the Amish witness.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Amish.
I can't think of Harrison Ford any longer without thinking of him crashing planes every day. Twice a week, he crashes in someone's field.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Where did that happen? Is he in jail? Did that just go away somehow?
It's like the Gerald Ford impression of the Chevy Chase.
He didn't he get into 2 accidents or something? He crashed twice?
He crashed once, and he had like a near miss landing where he landed over like a taking off plane or something.
Well, get the hell out. And no, but nothing.
He crashed on the golf course.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have killed somebody, right?
He could have.
Yeah,
Didn't.
well, you say that like so cavalierly. It's like
It's Harrison Ford. He gets.
That's right, it's Harrison Ford. Why was I
That's
standing?
what the FAA said as well. It's Harrison Ford.
So that's what you think has happened in the long run with that. They went on Harrison Ford.
I bet there's
There's
an
an
element of that. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
But don't forget the way the press is, and they also like to turn on anybody.
Sure.
That's like everybody goes, oh, you're a celebrity, you can get away with everything, until they decide you can't get away with everything.
Right.
And then they hate you and they hound you
Then
till
you're
you're dead.
canceled.
Yeah, that's right. Go ask the John Benet Ramsey's parents. I don't know if you ever guys see about the documentary about that whole thing. That it's pretty amazing about how much stuff was just made up about that. I mean, we don't know who killed the
Right.
kid or how the kid was, but that they made up all these things that everybody believed. Everyone believed there were no footprints by the window. It was all nonsense. All the initial things.
Yeah.
You couldn't fit in that window. I'm still steamed about it, Josh.
It's because it became a genre
Yes.
as fast as it was a case,
Well, I watched that Casey Anthony,
Yeah.
and it's hard not to hate that lawyer,
Yeah.
the lawyer who got her off
Right.
by saying that her father. I mean, it's just terrible. I don't want to be that kind of. I want to be more like a Ironside or something as a lawyer. I don't know. That's not a lawyer, but like a defense person who you really
A little more crippled.
crippled. Unbelievable.
Hey, I think I'm wearing a back brace. I think I got a little something.
Hey, Cha-Cha,
I'm
look.
part of the community this week.
Hey, I can make jokes about paralysis because I'm wearing a back brace.
Exactly. I had a knife in my spine less than 4 days ago.
I said, look, Doc, call me while you're in there. Can you also boom, 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 bang, 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 woo?
Cha-cha.
That's how I know we'll stop doing comedy, when everything sounds like that to me. Oh, it was hot today. It's hot today, Josh.
How was it,
It was
Andy?
so hot that the asphalt in the road melted my wig.
Wonderful Counselor wants to know, do you have a gaming console at home? How often do you play? Andy, you do not have a gaming
I don't.
console.
I've never played it. I've never really played anything.
I have a PS4 that I play very infrequently. I was saving my new Red Dead Redemption for this post-surgery, but so far I haven't been able to put in the kind of chair time it takes to be comfortable playing.
Now, is it always a double-edged chair time when you put it in? Because or is it always, I'm back, baby. Let's stay here for 12, 15 hours.
There's a certain, like, I'm closing it down. I'm going to this world sort of thing.
Yeah.
That gaming allows.
And because you're really...
Because it's not even that. It carries you along. You know, you're not going, I'm taking 8 hours. But
it carries you along.
It carries you along and pulls you in. And then you go, holy shit, did I just spend a lot of time doing that?
But then you must be like anything else. You just get burnt out on it.
Well, the games end.
Yeah.
You know, so...
But like when the Madden stuff came out, you know, the basketball, I always thought, like if you
Madden's
thought...
football, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but his basketball one is better. Madden football, like... Because I used to have that toy when I was a kid, the electronic football toy.
Sure.
Which you probably didn't have to have.
I did. Where you move the red dots around, sure.
No, you plug it in.
Oh, the vibrating football? That's electric football. Yes.
That's what I had. Yeah. Stupidest game of all time.
That's the worst.
So I thought that Madden was going to be like, you really feel like you're in the game and you're running. And that's what I thought Second Life would be like. Not Second Life, the Wii stuff.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that.
No.
Like, I want to have is there a place I can go online and I'm really hitting that ball? Ba-ba-boom. Also porn.
No, but there's you can go to batting cages and whorehouses, however.
We should go to batting cages. Me and you. We've said this a lot.
Cage.
We've said this a lot about this. But we spend so much time together.
Once I get my swivel back, we'll go. So...
If you call me up in the next week or so and tell me, I think I'm ready to shake my money maker, I don't want to hear any of that kind of progress.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
I don't want to hear you when is that movie when Josh got his swivel back?
Yes. Perush.
Perush had, I like something.
Perush is doing photo funnies tonight. I can't, it's too hard, Perush. You can't just refer to a picture and have me talk about it.
Perush is on to something. Or he's on something.
Chaotic Neutral says, "Hey Josh, how are the craft services on the movie? They're sparse. They're sparse.
They are sparse, but they're not. But they're. I had.
They asked what we wanted. I said, I think cashews and water. Andy said yogurts, Cokes, and water.
Right, but 2 days I had an amazing shrimp and lump crab salad. Unbelievable.
Yes, they brought in lunch.
So. You know, it's
per union rules. They're following all the SAG rules, people. SAG rules are being followed.
Now they did. I think at one point torture me.
Well, yeah, but that was in the rider.
That was during the waterboard scene. I don't know why there is a waterboard scene. I don't know why I'm continuing on with this vein. In this vein,
Guy Incognito says, "Hey there, you old fiddling horse." Josh, what was the weirdest home video you saw during your stint at AFV?
I love this.
Andy, the Mr. Weinstein routine needs oiling.
There's no. Well, first of all,
we took it out, and it did.
I apologize. I need to do more work on that.
Weirdest video? I think I talked about it early on, and it's fucking gross.
Is it vomit?
No, it's the
other way.
Geriatric sort of Southern woman shitting in a KFC.
I can't look. I can't take it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You go on your own podcast and talk about this. This was shown on the air?
No.
But someone actually sent in a horrible video.
Yes.
Hoping it would be shown.
Well, it was pretty funny. To their credit, it was funny.
No, I don't.
The woman couldn't wait. Someone was in the bathroom, so she couldn't wait. So she went in the KFC bucket. And then got caught by her daughter with a video camera.
Oh, I just hate
and
everything.
Decided to laugh.
I hate everything about
life's rich pageant.
I wish you spontaneously combusted while you were telling that story. Is it because KFC wouldn't allow them, right?
I don't think that was the only hurdle. Stephen Elton Yates says, my wife hates my Johnny Carson impression. Do either of your wives have a least or most favorite thing you do comedically?
My wife does not like me to say anything along the lines of "hello there." She's done with that.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done with it.
Like anything vaudevillian or just hello there? Just Marty Allen.
Okay, the other thing that she cracked down on really hard, which she should have, was me singing Deacon Blues around the house.
Okay.
You just couldn't take it anymore.
I could see drawing that line.
I cried when I wrote this song.
Yeah, see, same rule here.
I hate you. Because you're worried that we're going to get sued by Spotify.
Yeah, that's why. My wife doesn't. My wife, she doesn't have much patience for the scatological jokes, much like Andy.
Thank you, Allison.
She'll kind of be like, "Oh, you're such guys." That'll be.
But you tell her that it's not me. That you tell her that I'm clean.
No,
I'm not like you. Like
I heard it from Andy.
Oh, that's mean.
He sends me a shit of the day joke. Forward. Shit.
I think a priest and a rabbi and went into a bathroom.
This sounds like my shit, Andy. He says.
I hate everything about what you're thinking about. This is where I see you like my brother. Not that my brother was scatological.
Yeah, mine
There's a little bit of you needling, even though you're younger. You're getting to me.
Yeah, I think I can pull off an older brother thing with you.
Yeah, you already have.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with age. You're rational.
I feel no older brotherly energy coming from you.
I had no or helpful energy.
No.
It's not like, oh, well, come here. Brother's going to take
Speaking of
it.
which, Alex wanted me to ask you about Moon Tower, which is announcing their lineup right now.
I did, and I told him that, what do you want us to do? Just so.
I don't know. I'm just relaying Alex's instruction.
Well, do you think that I could have Alex send the next email?
Sure. I don't really give much of a shit at this point.
Yeah, I think it's...
I'm a goddamn movie star.
Boy, can you imagine if we let this go to our head? Yeah, maybe I have been acting a little out of control recently. I'm in a high budget movie.
Yeah. Nick Cosset says, "Hey, Mr. Kindler, my fiance got me a stovetop espresso maker for my birthday. Got any pro tips on using such a device? Also, well, let's start with there. Because
I don't make espresso is the thing.
Okay.
So I literally know nothing about them, except I know that the ones that you can buy for your home are sometimes harder to use, or.
Well, this is like a stovetop kettle one. It seems like my dad used to use one like that.
How'd that work? I
think it's basically a percolator for espresso.
Okay, I have no tips in that area.
Okay. Second part of the question was: do you ever feel like Sam Sater wants to summon the old unhealthy Andy when he has you on the Majority Report, like bringing up Ricky Gervais?
Oh no, not at all. I think what it is that I feel that
he's trying to tell me funny Andy.
I feel that it's a hard show. I love doing the show, but it's a hard show to do sometimes because I can't see them really, and if I try to see them, which I can on YouTube, it goes with a delay, and I think it's just a matter of there's 3 or 4 of us always on the line at once.
Tim Jackson says, "I love all the features you've added, song breaks, questions, and homework, but Test Show 84's scaled-down, exhaustion-fueled mix of joy, absurdity, and serious pondering put me in the I wish I could quit you category of obsessed fans." Fans. There, I said it.
If he's talking about the one, I really liked the one that we did
last week.
Yeah, where we talked about real things, and I don't know exactly what we talked about, but there was like emotional.
It was a little delirious because we were in a hotel room after a long day of
and you wouldn't
doing something for him.
And you wouldn't stop walking around in the robe. He had a robe on, and he said he put up a flare, and he said, "Why don't you go get a cookie?" And it's all Rickles.
Do you ever wear a robe in a hotel room? I never have.
Never. I never do. And not because I wouldn't want to. It's too much.
Yeah.
But some people do enjoy the robe thing. I would love to be like Rodney Dangerfield, just all hang out, inviting people over, and smoking pot. I'm just kidding.
Which part?
Well, I know that he did have his robe open, but he wasn't trying to. He was
just gross.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't trying to pull a thing.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Tim Jackson. Emilio Fox,
nice going
of tonight's head music. With regard to the conflict between Israel and Palestine, are you guys in favor of the two-state solution? Happy holidays! I am in favor of a two-state solution. I think it's the only
way that you can have justice in the world is if everybody has justice. You can't just say Never again. Of course you say never again. But when you're people who have been rounded up like Jews have, you can't be happy with a situation where you're going to say, oh, we're a Jewish state now, and the other people. And until they get right on that issue, Israel is going to be in hell, I think. They have to give up. They should never have occupied the West Bank. But that's a whole other different thing.
You know what they say? An eye for an eye makes everyone go, aye, 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 aye.
Is that? Did you just come up with that?
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, thanks. Vicodin. All right.
Oh.
Jim Meehan says, I'm so horny, Luther Campbell warns us that he is a freak without warning. Is this a glimpse of his inner dialogue, an act of self-sabotage, a statement on our dual nature, or something else?
I don't know.
So much to ponder there.
Is it a song?
Yeah, and Me So Horny.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the name of the artist?
Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew.
I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a big fan. Remember when we were all worried about...
I think it's Luther saying that his freakdom is bigger than his actual inherent nature.
I don't... Ooh. Weren't we all running around and they were in the Supreme Court or something?
Yeah.
Well, I still support...
Yeah, they're free speech warriors.
Yeah. Got nothing on the whole time.
Fighting the good fight badly is something you can always relate to. Michelle Wisecarver.
Hi, Michelle.
Great show from your film location. You seem to have bonded even more by acting in a film together, and you clearly had a lot of fun. Can't wait to see the movie, and thanks for letting us know where to purchase Allison's songs. Love you guys. That's all positive.
It's all positive.
That's just a positivity bomb.
I love it. I love it. And the thing is, the truth is, there is a part of me that says, what are the odds of all these fantastic things? It's like a sitcom, what's happening with us. And then there's the other part of myself that says, please, you're losing 20 listeners a week. But it was fun. That really was fun.
It was fun. I'm looking forward to going back and finishing it. I'm trying to sort of stay in the...
You didn't hear?
I'm trying... Huh?
Oh, you did a very good job on your scratch track. A very good job on the scratch.
I'm trying to like stay in the head of still doing it, you know?
No, we're doing it. At this point, this is like...
No, I don't mean like it's still happening. I mean like not getting too far away from thinking about it, you know?
No, I told you, I am Barry Bitterman until the shoot closes.
Until further notice. Bilal Zafar says, hello.
Hey.
What are the movies that everyone loves but you really hate? I don't have that much hate, but I have like a lot of I don't give a shit for Harry Potter movies, I would say.
No, I don't know anything about them. Yeah.
I just don't care. Lord of the Rings movies, I kind of don't care.
Yeah. But that's true. And does everyone love them? I guess they do.
They're pretty beloved, but I don't...
I don't like the Look Who's Talking sequels.
Yeah, but those are so universally loved. I don't know. There's movies that bug me, like the fucking Roberto Bernini, Life is Beautiful.
I never saw that one, but it's annoying, right?
Those sort of mawkish things sort of make me cringe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another movie that... Oh, I will admit to you that I enjoyed Forrest Gump in the theater. I don't think I could ever watch Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And is it... even the guy who wrote the book said the movie was not... The movie was more treacly than his book.
Yeah.
His book was a little bit more supposed to be...
I didn't love it, but I didn't actively hate it.
Yeah. Sally Field is good.
Sally Field's good.
I don't like the
I like Tom Hanks.
I like Tom Hanks. But did everyone love that movie? Yes, they did.
It was pretty beloved in its moment. I don't know. Tough question, because I don't have a lot of...
We'll have to revisit this
I don't
one.
spend a lot of hard drive on hate anymore.
Oh, wow.
Was that buzzwordy? Did I sound
No,
right?
I liked it. I'm just saying, wow.
Mark Thompson says, if each of you could make a New Year's resolution for the other person, what would they be? You go first.
Oh, for the other person, what would they be? I think that's going to be trouble. I would know. Okay, for you,
yeah,
I would wish that. I think you could be nicer to yourself.
You think?
I think so. I think you are hard on yourself sometimes beyond necessity. Okay. You're overly hard on yourself.
You think?
And in the new year, I wish not that you love yourself, because that would be unbearable.
Right.
No, but no, I wish that you were nicer to yourself,
Well, thank you.
unless you stepped out of line.
See, I see myself as pretty fucking full of myself, but maybe that's just self-loathing.
That's interesting, right? Only no, you never. The only character you have that veers towards the expert is the "Don't tell me how to rent a car" character.
Yeah.
But you could say I deserve to have that swagger.
It's vestigial. That's just because I don't have a mother anymore. I need to lash out at that kind of advice.
I'm not laughing at you specifically that your mother is no
No,
longer
I
here.
didn't think so. I didn't take it that way.
Because you know my mother's a Quaker. Take it. He's a bigot.
It's our thought spiral Tourette's now.
My mother. It's my mother.
Chris says, I can't help but think of Andy Kindler as Bob Wiley of What About Bob fame. What about Andy? Just saying in a good way. Love the podcast.
Was What About Bob that one with Richard Dreyfuss?
Yes.
I kind of like that movie.
Yeah.
There was something funny. Was it Bill Murray, too?
It was. He's likening you to the Bill Murray character in that.
Well, I take that as a big couple of...
A wandering psycho in search of help. That's a lovable character.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I'm an automatic pilot now. I'm not exactly sure why either. Well, you know what? My back's starting to hurt.
Mitch says, have y'all ever seen the movie Brazil? Yes, I have. If so, what do you think? And is it more of a comedy or a drama?
I didn't enjoy it that much, and I was with someone who loved it at the time, and so I think I was so focused that I couldn't understand it that I don't think I really gave it a complete shot. It was just confusing.
Yeah. I think it was a comedy. I think it was an abstract satire.
Do you like it?
I do like it, yeah.
I'd have to see it again.
It's not... there was a time where I would have listed it high in my all-times. I think it's sunken substantially over the years.
Right.
But it's a pretty cool movie, I think, yeah. But I think it's a comedy.
Yeah, it's just not laugh out loud funny.
It's,
But I don't remember anything from it, so anything I would be saying would be from a memory of a memory. It would be worse than hearsay.
That is worse. Wonderful Counselor says, do you prefer the Colonel Flagg episodes of MASH or the Dr. Sidney Friedman episodes, or both? I don't think of them as the same coin. So.
Yeah, I think Colonel Flagg. Who's Colonel Flagg?
Colonel Flagg was the sort of CIA colonel.
Oh, I like both of them. I really liked the Sidney guy. It was very new at that time. I hadn't seen that on a TV show.
Yeah.
Where is this guy really a psychiatrist?
It was kind of like having another Alan Alda there.
That's true. That's true.
But I always loved. I found him to be a beloved character. I remember my dad, again, I don't know why I'm keying into what my dad liked, but I remember my dad thinking Colonel Flagg was super funny.
Yeah, yeah. He reminds me, now that I think of him, he had a little bit of almost like a Jack Riley type presence.
Yes. Tweet Pahara says, Gus the sarcastic horse, I live in a drafty barn and I have piles of my own shit in my living room, but then I bite a couple of gaffers. I'm the bad guy? This must be something from last week.
I like it. It sounds like we did something funny.
Maybe.
Hey, look, I'm the bad guy.
Seth Dick III, now that you're both actors, I want to do the James Lipton thing. What sound do you love?
Cha-ching.
What sound do you hate?
Cha-chunk.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Naked women, ladies, and then there's pot.
Nice.
Did you say that the questions came from Bernard Pivot?
Yeah, from the.
Did you say that?
Based on
the 5 questions from Bernard Pivot. He says it every time.
Yes, but whose questionnaire was it originally? Was it?
I think he was Bernard Pivot.
No, Bernard Pivot got it from Moliere or some shit like that. Tom the Tom says, how quickly do you send out a search party if you don't get a question from Parush or Yoshi?
We call over there. First of all, we took all of Yoshi's belts away, and we don't even know why.
Yeah, it's the masturbating. Tweet Bahara says, he already said that. This was actually came first. I think we're going to hear a lot more from Gus the sarcastic horse.
Do you remember this?
I remember almost nothing about last week's show because we did it that night, and then I edited it on the flight home the next night from the set. So I just was.
Someone emailed me personally on the not personally. I don't want to get anybody has my email.
Stephen Elton Yates is back.
He's back the second time in this episode.
Can each of you name a famous historical person you admire?
I know it's hacky to do it, but I like Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I also thought Jesus was pretty cool, if he lived.
Okay.
I think he did live.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't know why I went with those two.
Jesus and Lincoln. Okay.
You know who was my hero?
Who's that?
Oddly, Mary Todd Lincoln.
Really?
Yeah, I liked.
Because she crumbled?
Well, she was honest. Who do you admire historically?
I was just thinking about that just seconds ago. I think let's go with Einstein.
Oh, okay. I should go with Einstein too. I love Einstein.
All right, that's a good one.
Einstein. I think if I had to pick one person,
yeah,
of all time, it might be Einstein.
Really?
Yes, Einstein. I'd like to say Beethoven, but I don't. Just because it's right. You should say it.
Because it would be a very difficult conversation.
Bum.
What?
I know he went deaf. I don't think he really went deaf. I don't
think
any stories about it.
Really?
No, I do.
Do you believe he chopped down the cherry tree?
Christopher Marlowe?
Yes.
And scene.
Randy Denton, Podperson, says, is there a coffee place in all of New York City that is acceptable to both Andy and Todd?
Todd will be the first one to tell you that he is not as particular about coffee as I am.
Yeah.
So he is easier to please.
Is this Todd Glass we're talking about?
No, Todd Barry.
Todd Barry. Okay.
He's easier to please, but he's harder to please in general because he's a curmudgeon. So he might not like a coffee shop because someone asked him, recognize him too much.
Right.
Yeah. But not for the fluff. I'm the more snobby guy, and I like a lot of coffee places. I mean, in New York, I can't think of any names right now, but Stumptown I've been to. Although Stumptown stopped roasting their coffee, they replaced the roast day with a
used by.
Hey, yeah. Now, how does he go back into the Professor Cal? Hey, get
that old black magic
makes me feel so.
That old black magic.
It makes me feel so. The movie sucked.
It was bad.
Stupid fucking.
Cynthia C. says, Andy and Josh, do you remember how old you were when you discovered humor, how it works, how it affects the people you wanted to hear it? Do you remember your favorite kid jokes, rhymes, riddles? Do you know why there are fire engines? Do you know the why are fire engines red riddle?
No, why?
I don't know.
Why are fire engines?
She continues. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 and 2 are 4. 4 inches in a ruler. Queen Elizabeth was a ruler. Queen Elizabeth was a ship. Ships sail the seas. Seas have fishes. Fishes have fins. Fins fought the Russians, and that's why they're red, because they're Russian all over.
See, I had stuff like that. Every good boy does fine. It's music.
Yeah,
the music
it's the scale. That's the trouble.
And I remember that part of my life where I didn't understand. I didn't like that we were singing someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, but it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
So I know what she's talking about. Those young childhood things that stick in our head like silly putty.
All right.
I'm not good with metaphors. Yes, Cynthia. What do you say? What say you, Josh?
Yes, I had some, but I was always going, I recall going for grown-up humor as quick as I could as a kid.
I just love the idea that we were both two versions of I implore you, gentlemen. Is this really necessary?
But it was, comedy was always the thing in my house.
Yeah.
It was always the gold standard for every interaction was laughter, pretty much.
That's true of my house as well, except that nothing.
So I remember I remember stupid things, I remember, various ways of deciding whose turn it was with your eeny meenies and your minies and
Right.
your nose
Yeah.
and the whatnot.
And rock, paper, scissors. A lot of these things you remember, and then you get old, you go, maybe it wasn't so great. They should have added a
A stapler.
stapler or even a shredder.
Stephen Elton Yates, he did some of these earlier in the week because he knew that Test Show 85 was coming up. Can each of you come up with a name for the buddy cop movie starring Perush and Yoshi Yamamoto?
Well, it's one cop who would break the rules. It would be Yoshi. He would break the rules.
It's like Data and Stone.
That's right. Yes. And Perush is the guy who comes up at the last minute with the way to detonate not detonate the bomb, undetonate. Is it undetonate it? Make it safe. Render it safe.
Yeah.
You remember that thing that we both saw in the documentary where the guy has a
Goiter? What do you?
no, he has a
gesturing?
bomb around his neck. Have you seen that one?
Yes. Yes. I interviewed one of the directors of it.
Ooh. Ooh.
Dana Schwartz. I'm too late, but just wanted to be a part of the trending Test Show 85. Just listened to 84 though, and it took me on an emotional roller coaster.
Why?
I don't know.
I think we were talking about, we get very deep.
We were all over.
You better bring your thesaurus.
That's my favorite dinosaur.
Are you okay?
Let me go back for one more pass.
Oh my God. You're like, what do you think? What are you afraid of missing? Oh, because you don't want to accidentally do these later.
Exactly.
And people love it, too. That's the other thing I didn't neglected to say.
Mouth Almighty says, I read today that millennials are not up for the task of opening a tuna can. I catch myself saying shit my dad said. What the hell is wrong with these kids today? Thoughts? And did your fathers ever give you the cut your hair or turn down that horrible music?
Yeah, I got not so much from my dad was, he wouldn't go the usual route. They would say to stop air conditioning the city.
Right.
And what was the first one?
The cutting your hair, the turning down the horrible music. More of a generational gap than a cheapness complaint.
Right.
None of that. No Dave Berg moments.
And here's the thing is, like, I can't believe that I loved Dave Berg so much. I know it's like such weak tea.
Yes.
But it reminded me of, like, it was almost like I wish that was my family or something.
Right.
Like everybody's happy.
Yeah, it was a sitcom bullshit comedy world. No, my dad wasn't. I mean, if my dad wanted me to turn down the music, it wasn't because he disparaged the quality of the music. It was because it was too loud.
Right.
But he didn't denigrate what I was into ever.
Oh, I mean, my dad did the yeah. He did a lot of that stuff. Yeah. He did a healthy amount of that.
Did he? Yeah, I didn't have a lot of that kind of teenage thing.
Right. When you were,
But I was a stand-up at 15, so I'd be like, Mom, I'm going to the bar.
You came out. You were 5.
5.
Get out of the womb 5.
Yeah. Mad City Architect says Jared, Don, and Ivanka rank in order of indictment. Eric or Tiffany don't count.
It's going to be Jared, Don Jr.,
Yeah.
and then Ivanka. I hope they all go to jail. And I hope that they go, I've been hoping that they go to a Trump prison. Like, that's the irony.
Right.
Hey, you're in Trump prison.
The Trump concentration camp.
That's right. I'm recycling that joke.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think Don Jr. Jared first.
Yeah.
No,
Jared.
I don't know. I think Don maybe. Don Jr. Don Jr. first because he might get it in the state pants.
They're all in trouble, thank God.
Mad City Architect also says, love the show, love the homework section. I would suggest you pick tasks that most of us have seen, but you haven't. Well, there's really no way for us to assess that, is there?
Oh, that's... someone's Vicodin up. Someone's Vicodin is ready to take another. In case you want to know when you're going to go ballistic, it's at 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Okay, Mark. All right, well, then let's call it.
If you want to get in touch with us, please write to us at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I don't know. Don't forget to go to our merch store.
Yeah, go to Zazzle.com. We got a new shirt. We got the First Thought Theater shirt available now.
And
First Thought Theater marquee.
Please be patient. We're getting a lot of orders.
Zazzle.com/thought_spiral. Rate us and review us at iTunes. Subscribe wherever you're podcasting. And
Are we gonna? Is the next one Merry Christmas, or we don't know?
I think next show will be Christmas. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
This one might be Christmas. I don't know. If it's Christmas, it's Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Why don't we just do a couple of wild lines? Hey, kids, how's Perm? All right.
Hey, I'm Elvis Weinstein wishing you a happy Christmas here on KEBM.
I'm at the Kindler from Thought Spiral.
Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri.
I'm at the Kindler from Thought Spiral. It's Arbor Day. Okay, that's good,
I
right?
haven't had this good Arbor Day since Tu B'Shvat.
Boom. If you don't cut out a Tu B'Shvat, I'm telling you, I'm not an editor by trade, but if you cut out hard on when you say Tu B'Shvat, we'll get 12
The
more.
first time or when I go Tu B'Shvat again?
Now.
Tu B'Shvat.